Imagine sitting down for breakfast in the early 1900s. The table is set, the food looks delicious, and you are hungry. But in this era, American food safety was not just poor, it was non-existent. That glass of milk you were about to drink, it wasn't just milk. It was often preserved with formaldehyde. Yes, formaldehyde. The same fluid used to embalm dead bodies was being used to keep your morning milk from spoiling. And the meat on your plate? It was likely treated with borax to mask the rot and keep it looking fresh. The American dinner table was a minefield of hidden poisons, and nobody was stopping it. Enter Dr. Harvey Wiley, a chemist with a conscience and a burning desire for truth. Wiley knew these chemicals were dangerous. He knew they were slowly poisoning the population. But knowing it wasn't enough, he had to prove it. The problem was how to test it. Critics argued that animal testing was useless because humans were different. If he wanted undeniable proof, he needed a different kind of subject. So, Dr. Wiley did something that would be unthinkable today. He opened a cafeteria. Not for the public, but in the basement of the Department of Agriculture. He put out a call for volunteers. He needed young, healthy men willing to serve science. The brave souls who stepped forward were mostly students and civil servants. But there was a catch. Before they could eat, they had to sign a waiver. The waiver was simple and terrifying. I agree to eat the food served to me. With that signature, they became the most famous diners in American history. They became known as the Poison Squad. The experiment was designed to be rigorous. It wasn't just a free meal. Every day, these men sat down to breakfast, lunch, and dinner in the basement. The food looked normal, but hidden inside were distinct doses of chemicals. One week, the menu might feature borax. The next, salicylic acid. They even ingested sulfuric acid and benzoate, the very preservatives industry claimed were safe. Dr. Wiley didn't just supervise. He watched them eat. He watched them digest. He weighed them. He took their pulse. He analyzed every biological function. At first, the effects were mild, but as the doses increased, the suffering began. Stomach aches turned into severe nausea. Men began vomiting after meals. They lost weight. Their complexions turned gray. The hygienic table was becoming a torture chamber. Yet they kept eating. They had signed the waiver. They were committed to the science. Outside the basement, the public was fascinated. The press couldn't get enough of it. Reporters waited outside to interview the men, treating them like celebrities. They even wrote rhymes about the experiment. One famous poem ran in the papers. "Oh, they may get over it, but they'll never look the same." That kind of bill of fare would drive a sane man lame. The dark humor hid a terrifying truth. These men were being poisoned, and everyone knew it. But for Dr. Wiley, the suffering was data. And the data was undeniable. The chemicals were not safe. They were toxic, and they were in everyone's food. Wiley took his findings to Congress. He expected immediate action, but the food industry was powerful. They had lobbyists. They fought back. They claimed the Poison Squad was a stunt. They claimed the doses were too high. But they couldn't argue with the visible suffering of those young men. The public was outraged. The rhymes and the headlines had done their work. Congress was shamed into action. They could no longer ignore the poison on the nation's plates. The result was the landmark Pure Food and Drug Act of 1906. This law changed everything. It was the first step towards federal regulation of food safety. It eventually led to the creation of the FDA, the Food and Drug Administration. Dr. Wiley had won. The Poison Squad had disbanded, their stomachs scarred, but their mission complete. So, the next time you pick up a package at the grocery store, and you read the nutrition label on the back, listing every ingredient, remember Dr. Harvey Wiley and his brave volunteers. You can thank the men who ate embalming fluid for dinner so you don't have to.